Hey everybody, it's Hannah, and today I will be doing a thing with you guys, and yay. I am going to be sharing a story. Thank you, Amisha. I love you, but you're the cause of this story. I love you, Amisha. Please don't hate me. Alright, so about 2 to 3 days ago, I was in volleyball. That's what I chose for gym. And I did volleyball during the fall months, and it's a lot of fun and I liked it, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna do volleyball, because why not? I signed up for volleyball, and my friends, I have more than one friend, Nicole, Reagan, Maxim, Amisha, Monica, and I swear there's probably some more in there, but anyway, so a couple days ago we were doing a bump test, which is basically you have to bump it, which is like back and forth to someone, and the coach comes over and they're like 1, 2, 3. Not like that. They're not in a band. I'm sorry. The coach is not in a band. What's up? I guess you can call my coach. He is for right now. I had Coach Arjornia. He's a nice coach. I liked him. Anyways, so we were doing our bump test, and I was going with my friend Monica, and we were bumping it back and forth. We got 10 already in a row, and I go to slide for the ball. You know, what ends up happening is I slide, and I get the ball, and in my head I'm like, yes, I'm so good, I got the ball, I didn't fall on my face. And so what ended up happening was I slid. I was so happy. I was like, yes, I did it. And I got the ball. Monica was like, yes. She bumped it back to me. I missed. And my friend Amisha, who I love, my friend Amisha is with my friend Reagan. And so they're bumping, and then they decide, hey, let's serve the ball, because that's smart. So Monica and I keep bumping the ball. Reagan and Amisha, they're serving. They're really good at serving. Reagan's really good. Amisha, you're good now after what happened. Anyways, so what happened is Amisha's serving the ball, Reagan serves the ball back. Amisha, Reagan. We can dance like this. It's like the dab, like when someone just probably sneezed and they're like, dance move. I'm gonna call it the serve. We're serving, and all of a sudden I see like a thing, like a ball out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Mind you, I'm still on the ground from when I slid to get the ball from Monica, and so I slide and I fall, and my knee skimmed, but I'm like, I'm fine. I'm wearing long pants, all good. So I see it coming out of the corner of my eye towards me. I'm like, oh, it's not gonna hit me, and it goes whoosh, and it kind of, ow, and it kind of hits me right here, and kind of like does that. It bounces off my face, and it almost hits Monica. So I'm on the ground, and I'm like, oh my god, my eye. But it wasn't really my eye. I'm smart. It was like right there. Amisha served the ball apparently, and it went full speed, like her best serve I've ever encountered. Again, hit me. Full speed, amazing apparently, according to Reagan and Monica, because I didn't see. And it hits me. Of course, I'm skilled and my face is obviously a target. I get up and I'm like laughing, almost like I'm not gonna cry, because I'm in school. I don't want to make a fool out of myself, so I'm gonna chill. So I turned that almost crying into laughter. Reagan and Amisha, they come running over and they're like, oh my god, Hannah, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, is it red? And they're like, yeah, it's a little red. I'm like, no problem, I'll be fine. But then as I went like this to see if it was bleeding, because I was not sure, I went like this, and I was like, oh, it burns. and like it burns/stings, and I was a little confused. I was like, not for a solid 5 minutes. And so what ended up happening was I currently do this little like scratch thing. It's not really a scratch. It almost looks like someone took like a knife and they're like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Like, oh, okay, she's missing part of her nose. But not really. It's just like the first layer of skin that was kind of pulled off. But I mean, it still hurts like hell. We play, and I'm like, I got this, I'll be fine. So we start getting into games, and I'm like, okay, I'm here, my team is with a bunch of like sophomores, and we're a pretty good team. But I keep going like this because I think I'm gonna bleed all of a sudden. My non-existent cut, just gonna bleed. And I'm gonna be like, oh, well that's the end of me. At least I died doing something I love. And so we're going, and I keep touching right here. I'm like, am I bleeding yet? Am I dead? No, I'm not dead, I'm not bleeding. I'm good. I say basically way too much. We keep going, and whack, I get hit in the head again. Because I'm a genius and I have great luck that I practically almost walked into a pole, avoided it, then got hit in the face. Again. Oh my god, I have a major headache, what do I do? So the coach, let's call him Coach Tom. Coach Tom, he comes over and he's like, Hannah, are you okay? You need to go to the nurse. And my response, and I quote, I'm fine, I just got hit in the head. This happens all the time. And he looks at me like, are you sure you're alright? So I keep playing, and what happens is I almost fell because my head hurt, I was dizzy, and I was nauseous at this point because of the huge headache. But we're done, we finished. I'm like this practically the whole time, trying to play volleyball, so that's interesting. I go back to the locker room and I'm like, I'm fine. I get changed, back on my clothes, get out of my sweaty t-shirt and my sweaty gym clothes and whatever, and I put on my nicer, my school shirt and my leggings, and I'm good. Like putting my jewelry back on because I wear these, I don't think you can see them, but 1, 2, 3 chokers and this beautiful necklace that my boyfriend got for me. It's a little scissor. So we go to the locker room, get changed, whatever. And I go out and I'm like, I put my headphones in and I listen to music. Amisha's like, comes over, puts her hand on my shoulder, is like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine, I'm just gonna go to the nurse. So she offers to walk me to the nurse and I say, no, I'm okay, I can handle myself, but thank you. She's like, no problem, get to class safely, because I guess maybe she was afraid that I would fall and pass out because of my head, but honestly, I was fine. I just had a little cut. And so I go to the nurse, she gives me ice, and she's like, oh, you'll be fine, but if it hurts, come back next period, but my next period is lunch, so I'm not going back because I like food too much. And yes, I enjoy my food. It's practically just water, like all the little bits of ice have just melted. It's not even an ice pack, it's just a water pack. So then I walk into lunch, and people are like, oh my god, Hannah, what's wrong with your face? I'm like, it's a scratch. It's normal. I hit my head a lot. You as my friends should know this about me. I had to sneeze. Oh, well, yeah, but how did it happen? So I tell them the story. And a couple days later, it still isn't healed, and I am here now telling you guys. And I'll actually show you the scratch. There we go. That's the aftermath of my little incident in volleyball. Take my eyes. I see you. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you want to hear more stories and you want to see more random videos that have no plan to them prior, just click that subscribe button, leave a like, and leave a comment. Make someone's day, do something nice. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.